everyone, it's Kathy. Welcome back to my channel, Memories Made Magical. I've just come along today to show you some new papers that I had recently. Again by Ciao Bella. This time, The Greatest Show. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube of ladies and gentlemen using The Greatest Show to do different types of mini albums and projects. So I thought I'd like to have a go because I think the papers are really quite inspirational, really colourful and lots of fun. So I purchased The Greatest Show in 3 different sizes so that I got a nice combination of assorted papers and designs. Firstly, I bought it in the 12 by 12 design, so that's this one. It's got 12 double-sided papers in 24 different designs. So this is the first time of me opening it, so you're going to be able to see everything that I'm seeing for the very first time. So just take them out of the packaging. So that's a nice picture there with a lady doing a handstand on a plinth, and one of the gymnasts there. And they've got some nice backing as well, with some different sentiments on there and some sketches of other trapeze artists and gymnasts. So that's really pretty. On the back of that one is just some nice green and red stripes with some stars. The next one is a pattern, check pattern, red and orange. And then on the back of that one there's some nice cut aparts that we can use for photo mats. Let's just see what they measure. I think they measure about 6 by 4 inches. So that's 4 inches along, 6 inches high. So each one of those is 6 by 4, so they'd be great for photo mats. You've got the circus icons there from days gone by, the knife thrower, the clown, fire eater, the equestrian lady who normally comes out on a white horse, and the popcorn. And then here we've got some little things that we can cut away there to put little sentiments on, maybe build them up with 3D foam. The next one is nice diamonds, different colours. On the back there again, some more 6 by 4 cut aparts. Next one, just black and it's like a cream or an ivory. It might look white on the camera, but it's actually an ivory. Diamonds with a nice, what looks like a stamp there. Bailey's Combined Circus Variety. It's quite nice on the back. Some different designs there. And the next one has more lines. You can't actually see, the light's not doing it justice, I'm afraid. But they are actually, let's see if I can make the light a bit better. It is more like a bluey green colour with stars on it. On the back of that one, looks like a newspaper, which is quite nice. Next one is more diamonds, this time in red and ivory. On the back, some little circles that you can cut out and just use as either little magnet covers or just little spots that you can cut, sort of stick on and use as tuck spots or little accents there. I'm going to turn my heater down because you can hear the noise of that otherwise. Another stripy one. On the back, beautiful big page that you could either use as a scrapbook page or album page, mini album page. Next one, some lovely stars. On the back, beautiful page with a lot of the performers there. Next one, All got a very vintage feel. The next one with hearts and small hearts on there. On the back, another page. A nice iconic image. Next one, some more stars. With a clown show. Next one with some polka dots. And there's the equestrian lady with their 2 white horses. Beautiful again. And then this one is the actual cover page, front cover. And on the back you've got a lot of cut aparts that you can just fussy cut and actually use. You could use that one, Greatest Spectacle on Earth. You could use that for a title. So that's the 12 by 12 pack, which is very nice. Let's put that to one side. There's a lot of things to use out of that one. Oops. Just going to try and put them on the side there. Next one I bought was the 6 by 6. So open that up. Have a look. There's the front cover of the 6 by 6, which is plain. Then the next one, you've got like just a design paper on the back, and then you've got here some little squares that you can cut out with different sentiments on, like that one, the circus leaves a sweet memory, greatest show on earth. It's a picture of the equilibrist. Some stars on the back of that one. Smaller version of some of the cut aparts. Nice design paper on the back, just a plain pattern. Another one there. A similar pattern to the ones we saw. So they're very similar to what we see in the 12 by 12, but just obviously slightly decreased in size. Make a good 6 by 6 album, which a 6 by 6 and the 8 by 8 is what I normally tend to do. But with this one, because I've got some of the papers, oh, that's a nice one with lots of balloons on it. Some more polka dots. Some clown shoes, some juggling sticks, some balls. Rabbit coming out of a hat. Yeah, as I say, what I tend to do is I've been sticking to 6 by 6 and 8 by 8 albums, but this one, I think because I've got the 12 by 12 paper, I'm actually going to try and make a 12 by 12 album using all of these. And then again, that's the same. So with that one, you get 24 double-sided pages. So obviously you get 12 and then they repeat themselves again. So you get 2 of each of everything. So that's a 6 by 6. Pop that to one side. And then this one is the A4 double-sided papers, which are scrapbooking papers. So we'll open that. So we can see what we've got here. So here we are. These papers, you have a lot. So there's the balloons on the back of that one. And you've got lots of cut aparts there that you can use. Again on that one. Some lovely images. Lots of things for you to cut out. Circus, touch my soul. Keep the circus going inside you. So I've made a lot of albums for other people, for friends and family, but I thought to myself there's some nice bookmarks there to do some journaling on. I thought I would like to do a family album for myself this time using these papers. So if you're thinking about getting the Ciao greatest show, I just thought I'd show you some of them so that you can see what's actually inside them and whether or not you like them. That's the last one, again with the little circles on it, and that's the front page, and you can still fussy cut some of the front page out if you wanted to. You could use some of those for just little journaling cards and write on the back of them. Just fussy cut the front to go with some of your title on there. So, as I was saying, this time I'm going to make a 12 by 12 album. I'm going to go a bit bigger than I normally do. And for the album I'm going to make today, I'm going to use the binding system from the lovely lady Claire from My Creative Spirit, and she was the lady that I actually found when I made my very first album, which was the very first mini album that I attempted to make, which was this one, my Home Sweet Home album. And this was actually made using the binding that I saw in her video on YouTube, and that was the very first mini album I ever made, and that's what inspired me to start my YouTube channel. And this one has different pockets and flaps, little magnets, more little pockets. And then inside I've also put some little journaling spots. This one I actually used, made using the Graphic 45 Home Sweet Home and Mother Goose papers. If you look on my channel video list, you'll see this on there. Also I've got some photo mats on there that I popped into the pockets. So this was actually using her binding system, as I say, which if you look on her channel, I will put it in the description, but if you search on YouTube for chipboard album or chipboard album binding, you'll come across that video. This is I found quite a straightforward way of making an album. For me, it was probably the easiest tutorial that I've been able to follow. So that's that. So that's a 6 by 6. So what I'm going to do this time is make a 12 by 12. So as you can see, it's a lot bigger, but it will actually showcase a lot of those 12 by 12 papers that I want to be able to do. Be a nice size for the 12 by 12 papers to fit on. So that'll be hopefully a bit of a statement album once I've finished. So to make your binding for your mini album, you first decide what size you want your album to be. So in this case, I'm going to be using 12 by 12 sheets of chipboard. So you can use whatever size you like. As I said in the last one, I used 6 by 6 sheets of chipboard. And then you'll need some black card, or any colour card, to be honest, whatever card you want to use. You want your card to be, you want strips that are actually the same length as that of your chipboard. So you want some strips of card for this one, which are 12 inches long, and then you want them to be 3 inches wide. And then when you've got your strips cut out 12 inches by 3, you then use your scoring board and score them down in half at 1.5 inches. And then you just use your bone folder or your scoring tool and just score them straight in half. So that's going to be your hinge. Okay, so on your sheet of chipboard as well, what you want to do is to score a line which is 1 inch away from the edge of each sheet of chipboard. So there's my edge. So you want to score 1 inch, or just use a pencil mark. I had to use a red pen for this one so that it actually showed up. I'm not sure if you can actually see that there. There's my pencil line, just there, at 1 inch away from the edge of the chipboard. So now I'd like to show you how to actually make your hinge system for the binding of your chipboard sheets. So to make it a little bit easier on camera, I'm going to actually bring in a little 5x5 album that I started to make. It's only a blank album at the moment, just to give the idea of actually how to put your hinges on into your book. I've put already some red liner tape along the pencil line. Now you need about 3/4 of an inch of adhesive. You can either use wet glue or you can use double-sided tape. I find the strongest one that I like to use is the red liner tape. It's a permanent adhesive and it's nice and strong for a binding of an album. So you put, I've got 1/4 of an inch. So with 1/4 of an inch, you just literally just lay it down along your pencil line to begin with, on there. And then obviously, because I've got 1/4 of an inch, I use 3 strips. So then we need to make our hinge. So because this is a 5-inch album, I need my piece of black card to be 5 inches long, which this is. And then, as I explained earlier, you need it to be 3 inches wide, which this is. And then we just bring our scoreboard. The one I always like to use is my Crafter's Companion Big Score, because this gives me centimetres on one side and then inches on the other. So I've got it on the inches side, and I'm going to put my piece of card down up against the 0 line, get my score tool, and because this is 3 inches wide, I want to score it at 1.5 inches. So there's my 1.5 inches line, and I'm going to score that straight down like that. Take the scoreboard out of the way. And then I'm going to fold it in half, use my score tool and just burnish down the crease. So that gives me my little hinge. Okay, bring my album back in, turn it up sideways, so I've got my strips of tape going across, get hold of my hinge, line it up with the edge of my last hinge there, so it's nice and straight, and then make sure it's straight the other side, and literally just lay it down. Hopefully that'll be nice and straight with the top and the bottom of the album. Okay, so then you have this one. So we now need another piece for our front cover. So then again, we just get our piece of card, pop it on our scoring board, again on the inches side. I'm going to get my red pen, if I can find it. Okay, so this time I'm going to use a pencil, and we're going to go to an inch away from the edge of the chipboard. So line it up with my inch mark there, and then just make a pencil line straight the way down. Okay. my scoreboard out the way again. And then I want to put some tape onto my chipboard. So I'm just going to line some tape up there. Doesn't matter if you just over shoot the tape at the edge, because we can always just snip that little bit off, but at least I know that it's right up to both edges. Third piece of tape. There we go, get my little pokey tool. Just take the backing off. Oh, my pokey tool doesn't want to work today. There we go. And then just fold in the edges of my tape so it's nice and neat at the edge, like that. And then I'll pick up my album with my tape downwards, pick up my album and line it up with the top and bottom of my chipboard sheets, making sure that's nice and straight. And then just smooth it down. There we go. So that's another side. So that is your basic album. That's your hinge system. But as I say, I will leave a link to My Creative Spirits one, because she showed the actual binding a lot better than I'm doing at the moment. Okay, so that same principle with that for whatever size album you do. So obviously I showed you my 6 by 6, that's my 5 by 5, and this is the 12 by 12 that I want to make today. So what I've done so far is I've put the front cover on to my album, so you can see the front cover there. I haven't done any of my pages yet, they're all blank, and I've put the back piece of paper on the back cover. And then next time I'm going to come along and show you how I start to build my pages and to add the flaps and the pockets and put all the little journaling cards in and make the place for the photographs. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Thank you very much for watching, and if you do like what you've seen and you'd like to watch some more, then please press the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you know when I upload some more videos. Give me a thumbs up if you feel you can, and until next time, take care and happy crafting.